Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share. I'm not sure how far these layouts go back. This one was done quite a while ago and then I had to save it. It's probably 2 weeks worth, and I think there are 9 pages here. So as you can tell, I've slowed down since this happened. And today I braved the water aerobics class, and I didn't hold on to the foam weights, and I took it easy, I guess is the word, or the words you might want to use. But still, I felt, definitely felt an increase in the, I don't want to say pain, maybe soreness afterwards. So I've got the brace back on, and I'll rest it the rest of the day. So this one is one I did when I was doing one of Lisa Sikorsky's sketches for the Scrap-A-Sketch Seasons event in the month of April. I did this this one sometime in March of 2022 because I've got that date on here. Anyway, I had been wanting to scrap these 2 photos that I had filtered years ago of the snow village that we had up. We pushed our dining room table over to the window at our house in the Woodlands in Texas, and then we set up this little carousel also in the snow on a different table. And this was in 2006, I think, that these photos were taken. And that was before Ava was born. It was before we had moved, before we'd retired. And that was maybe the 3rd or 4th year that we had the main part of the village, and then we kept adding to it. And this was probably the best setup we had because it was a totally dedicated room and a dedicated table. Anyway, I did this and realized that the season I was supposed to be scrapping was spring. So I redid it with a springtime theme, but then Lisa had a challenge at the end of it to go and do one that you had done in one season and do the same lift in a different season. So here I was. I had my layout ready. So I used some Christmas flair with the snowmen and the trees, and a heart to bring those red colors in. And I used some plaid paper. Calvin Ball was still going on, so I used a hot air balloon and Viewmaster and a feather and a few other things, the ticket and the button and so forth. But it's not too overly Calvin Ballish. This piece right here I really love. It's a part of a globe that I had fussy cut out of something else. And I just love the idea of the butterfly on the globe. I think Vicki Boutin did that, an icon like that, in one of her collections. And I don't know, I just love the symbolism. And there's a sunshine and some snowy trees and a world map, globe with glitter lawn lines and the butterfly, and I don't know, for some reason I just love this. It's kind of a mess, but I love it. There's no video for that one, by the way. This one was a Scrap Squad Sunday lift. The lift was this page that had this small section of pattern paper over a white background with 3 tickets, tags, one of which was a photo that was cut into a tag, and then all the embellishments were kind of gathered up at the top and then kind of arching down. And I did this within, I don't know, 20 minutes or so of my Paige Evans Splendid collection being delivered to the house. So I couldn't wait to use it. I absolutely love the colors. And she already had some tags. There was a tag pattern paper, so I used 3 of those. And I cut the photo to fit on this pink one. I used a giant flare and a smaller flare in a couple of the colors that were in the collection, and everything else is from that Splendid collection. Barrett and his date at prom. I think there is a video. There is not a video for this one. This one was done for the day 1 of load. And I forget what the prompt was. It was to use gears. I know that was the technique prompt. I forget what the story prompt was. But I couldn't wait to scrap this photo of Patrice. I guess it was something that's the same over time. And I certainly, over time, Patrice has adored Rick Springfield, and she still does. And my brother got her this giant poster that goes on her wall. It's bigger than life size, and she loves standing in front of it and looking up and telling him all about the trip we had just taken. So I used 3 flares that are black with white on them, including this one that has the musical notes. And I used a penguin because Patrice loves penguins, and I used the gears because that was part of the prompt. I used, let's see, this might have been my scrap backwards kit that I was using. It may have been, let's see, day 1, not sure, didn't write it down. But this is from Bramble Fox, and so is the heart, and so is the key. And I just it's kind of a goofy composition, but for the love of Rick, this was the best. I couldn't stop smiling. All things that are, and Home Sweet Home, because we had just, within minutes, had gotten, this was within minutes of having arrived at her home. So this is another one about Patrice, and it's about the baseball game we went to. This was also a Sikorsky Scraps sketch, the wonderful Lisa Sikorsky. And I love the kind of wonky angles of the 4 photos there, but I printed these in a strip and wanted to use them as a strip. And I just used my embellishments to give it that kind of up-down sort of movement. And this is a scrap backwards kit. I'm not sure. And I also it's my kit reveal and my layout number 1. And it's the May, I don't know what it is, maybe load day 1. And I love the use of the awning out of my kit, and then I've got the kind of black and white striped flare, again using black and white flare like I did on this other one, and the gray background. I'm really in love with that gray background, and I used some gray up in the composition as well just to kind of reflect that. And I like the cork behind the Sisters Are Forever Friends. Just, again, I love this page because I love how happy Patrice is in those photos. And I think there is a video on that one. This one is one I did for the Bramble Fox Challenge for the month of May. Excuse me. And there are details on the Bramble Fox blog, bramblefox.co.uk, and go to blog and look down for Everyday Matters, and you can see some details. And I did a video. So this was my challenge team post, and I used lots of Bramble Fox goodies. I have it's a monochromatic challenge, and it's to use black and white and one main color, and then an accent color. And for me, the accent color is the green that's in the photo, and this chair, and on this door. Although I kind of scratched over it to make it to gray the green down so that it's not anything more than just a faint accent color. And I used the pink, this pink kind of grid looking flare, and this black and white grid, and used them as platforms, in this case for a word strip, in this case for a butterfly. I really, really, really love that collection, but I'll have to tell you that this kind of beigey pink was maybe my least favorite of the colors there. So I gathered all of them, all the butterflies in that color palette, and then I found a couple of Distress Oxide inks, used a stencil across here, found some sequins, reinforced the color with this Bramble Fox piece and the pink geotag. I used a white piece here, and then of course the white on white title. And after it was all put together, I absolutely love it, including I actually like the color scheme. And so, go figure. I'll never again say I hate fill in the blank in terms of colors or patterns, because I've tested that many times lately and used things that I formerly thought I wouldn't ever use, but I love it. And it's just, I love the photo because he's scrubbing one of the tiles that is, as he scrubbed all of them, all the tiles that are on my kitchen floor, and actually up in Barrett's bathroom now. Okay, this is another Barrett prom picture, and he's just kind of goofing around. And this is a Sikorsky Scraps sketch, and I hated it because I hate triangles. I'm just not a fan of how triangles look. They look usually kind of sharp and rigid and uncomfortable, not soft. So I set about I cut these out of 6x8 paper pad that's Jen Hadfield collection. And I kind of softened around it with the mixed media, florals. I did what I could to try to undo what I thought was kind of a sharp, pointy, unpleasant look, and I ended up actually liking it a lot. And I used that same collection on the last layout. I'll show you that same collection for another layout that uses triangles, and I like it too. And the colors in that collection, not my favorite. And the patterns, not my favorite. I probably I won the 6x8 pad as a prize. I forget what the challenge was, but I won it from a drawing. And that was after I had received the entire collection as my design kit for a company that wanted me to design for them, and I think I did 4 or 5, maybe 6 layouts out of the full collection, and it grew on me, and I kind of liked it then. But now, still not something I might have spent my own money on, but I love the total package, the way it looks now. And so that 6x8 pad is in my Scrap Backwards kit, and the rest of this is from my Scrap Backwards kit as well. So this was actually a Stash Dive Tuesday, and I used my Scrap Backwards kit and then a lot of other stash. There is a video on that one. This one is another one with Paige Evans, Splendid, and it was for Challenge Accepted, and we scrap lifted Sonia Rivera, and this was her original page where she had the diagonal strip, and it was torn and revealed a piece of paper underneath. And here you see me using that orange dotted paper. I think if I had 500 sheets of that, it wouldn't be enough. I'd use it on every page. The total effect of that orange, maybe with everything else that's here, especially that hot pink, that actually is just one of the happiest colors. And that orange was John's favorite color. He liked orangey, like this is a color called Cheddar in Dina Wakley Gloss Spray, and then this is called Lemon, and this lemon is actually kind of a stop sign yellow. These two colors together would have been John's favorite for me to use on every page. So I think John likes this page, and he kind of liked Reese, so I guess that's cool. This was to celebrate Reese's birthday, and I wanted to make something that looked like an exuberant birthday page, so that's what that was. This was a this was a do-over. This was the original Mixed Media Mayhem page, and what we were lifting was this art journal page, and when I did and she used Neocolor crayons for this. So I got out my Neocolor crayons and I made all of this, and I made a 44-minute video. And when I was uploading it, it took about, I don't know, 2.5 hours to just prepare it to get it ready to transfer over. And so I decided to go look at it in detail, and it had slowed down after about 5 minutes. It had slowed down and was unrecoverable. So there wasn't a video for this one. So I thought, well, people are going to ask how I made that background. So I did a do-over page. This, by the way, has that background. Those stamps are mostly visible image stamps. The stencils are Crafter's Workshop. This is a visible image butterfly. This is too, but I stamped this on another page and then fussy cut it out so that it would have some dimension. And so I'll put that aside. On this one, I made a video just showing how I did the background, the circle, with the Neocolor crayons. And I did something different on this one in that I coated my paper with gesso. Here, the colors didn't come out quite as vibrant, and they didn't move around as much as I wanted. I had to add water to get them to move around, and that warped the paper, and it caused the colors to be kind of weak, I guess. So here you can see they're much more vivid. I didn't have to use as much water. They moved around nicely. And then I made a separate video just of this page on National Scrapbook Day. I used a few flares, 4, I guess, around here. I used one fussy cut piece from the Paige Evans Splendid collection, a couple of Bramble Fox pieces, including the little word crafty here. And I used a photo that I'd taken that morning sitting at my desk paying some bills. This is the work desk that John and I shared, and that lime green, which is exactly that chartreusey color, that was our kitchen countertop, island countertop at our previous house, and I didn't think anybody in their right mind would buy a house that had a lime green island in the kitchen. So I moved the island here to this house, and this desk is that island, but I just took the 4-inch feet off the bottom of the IKEA cabinets, and then I stuck some cubes underneath it. And it's a big enough desk that John's big old computer was on one side, mine was on the other side, and then we had a couple of printers and a scanner. And so all that's still on there. But sitting there, I looked down, and the floors had just been, I just swept and mopped the floors. And so they were kind of shiny. And looking down to the desk, which is where I'm sitting now filming this, it goes past the office area here with the hallway that goes to the stairs, and then the kitchen, which is right there, and then a little bathroom, and then the dining room is on the other side of all of that, and then the living room is there, and you can see the TV on. So just looking down there, it's like it was a snapshot of my life. And all along there, it's a craft room. You know, there's craft storage entirely along this wall. Maybe a few decorative things and a big mirror on the wall. And there's some cookbooks and stuff, but photo albums, you know, my layout albums, my cutting board that's a map of Texas. So I don't know. I love that photo, and I kind of wanted. There's the IKEA light that I put together. That came in a little crazy little box, and after you stuck all the paper things in and fluffed them out, it became a gigantic globe light. So anyway, I like this page just because it was perfect for National Scrapbook Day. And this is the latest one that I've done. This was it was a combination of 4 things: Scrap Squad Sunday, Scrap Backwards Monday layout, and I used my Scrap Backwards kit, which included that that same 6x8 paper pad that I used on the other layout with the triangles. Stash Dive Tuesday, so I pulled all kinds of other stash from other places. And it was a load challenge, and this is it's something about changes. And so I was kind of documenting that it's gotten easier to get through Mother's Day and May 8th, which was the anniversary of our first date. And I used flares from several different seasons. This was kind of a summery green leaves, and this has the brown and kind of pinkish, beigey pink, and olive green plaid that sort of looks a little like this checkered pattern paper. And then this one has springtime, kind of a springtime look about it, but it has kind of the mauve flowers that are in this pattern paper, and it has a green in there that's kind of similar to this, and some of the leaves on here. So it kind of all went together, and I did the polka dot guy here kind of because I'm repeating this color scheme. I brought in this ampersand and this washi tape from Simple Stories, and I use this from there too, that's in my Scrap Backwards kit. And this little guy was there, and it's kind of like that was John being there with us on Mother's Day. So anyway, that's silly. And I love the wood grain, and I filled the corners just for Helen Parker. So I'm going to make, right as soon as I've got this video uploaded, I'm going to start making my page for Challenge Accepted, which will be out tomorrow. And just to give you a sneak peek, I think these will be involved. These are drinking straws. Some are fairly new. Most of them are at least 10 years old, and I've kind of kept them around. And I just pulled one of each unique pattern and color for my page. And so stay tuned. We'll see where that one takes me. I'm not going to overdo it. It's not going to be a complicated page, but I think I will enjoy doing it. Thank you for watching, and I'm sorry things have kind of slowed down here at Crafty Central, but hopefully with some rest and care, I'll be able to continue at some maybe accelerated pace from this. And I know I thank you all for your advice and counsel and your understanding about this, and I appreciate that you're sharing your own experiences with this. I'm kind of being a bit of a baby about it because I don't know, at 75 I thought I might skate through not experiencing this, but the fact that it's here makes me afraid that it's gonna, I don't want it to affect everything else. And I know that a trigger for inflammation and pain in my knee joints back in the day when I was suffering with that, I know that sugar consumption was a definite trigger, and white bread and which is kind of the same thing as sugar once it gets in your body. Those things trigger. So I'm off sugar, and I did my first whole day without it at all. I'd been kind of cutting back for the last week or so, but yesterday was my first whole day without it, and so I think I'm going to do another one today. I'm doing it one day at a time, and if I have something that has some small amount of sugar, I'm going to make sure I eat lots of alkalizing vegetables and in the same meal or in close proximity to it. So that's kind of my way to avoid medication and surgery. So we'll see how that works. Thank you for watching, and I'll get off my soapbox now. So bye.